is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 12. Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, have performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks. So with that, giving all praises, glory and honor unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, in whom the world has ignorantly called Jehovah or Yahweh, and Yahushai is the name of his only begotten Son, whom the world has ignorantly called Jesus Christ, in whom we do worship. We are the Hebrew Israelites, which consist of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and some Indians. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings, giving double honors unto my apostles, my elders, and my teachers at Great Millstone that are ruling well and continue to do so, that taught me and brothers like me this truth, this beautiful truth, beginning with the names of our power and of his anointed. Now, these are the two most important things you will ever know coming into this truth, entering into these last days, seeing these troubled signs. The most important things you will know are the names of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. Now, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Yah, meaning he, Hawa, meaning exist or is to be. He is, he exists, he, the existing one. And in the name of his only begotten Son, a name above every name given amongst men here on earth, to the Israelite man first, and also to the believers to call upon and be saved in these last and troubling days, consisting of women, children, helps of the prophets, and those that have faith. The name Yahushai is what you must call upon, the name of the only begotten Son, all right, the Lamb to take the sins from the world, whose blood is precious and whose blood covers us and connects us back unto the good graces of the Heavenly Father. The name Yahushai, Yah, meaning he, Yahushai, meaning deliverer and savior. You must call upon these names when you pray. You must call upon these names when you are in distress. You must call upon these names when you bless a brother or sister, those of the household of faith. Call upon these names, and you shall see the power thereof. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Lord's willing, this is an edifying lesson. Double honors unto my teachers once again, the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, and blessings unto the hopeful elect at House of David, to your brothers and to your sisters doing that which is becoming the women. Shalom, and to those that are addicted unto this ministry, I say, Shalom. Lord's willing, this is an edifying lesson. And Lord's when I call this lesson sudden fear. Okay? Now I'm going to read this in Isaiah chapter 10, verse 12. The point is in 13 and 14. We have to see how this man Esau Edom began and how he's going to end it. I'm going to get that beautifully in Revelation, because we're in a time where this man's power structure is coming to an end. How did it begin? How's it going to end? Sudden fear. All right, the cities that our children served, that we served slavery in, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, are become miserable now. You have them pass in with the court, all right, a ban on homelessness. But yet, where can these homeless people go? They're not trying to house them. The richest nation on earth. That's how you know this place is done. The richest nation, a first world nation, is worse than a third world nation. To not have any place to house their citizens. Come on now. But hey, sudden fear is about to fall on all the people. Now we are fearing Yahweh Bashim Shai, but the sudden fear of the people is their succors are being taken away that reason offereth. That is fear. And that is what's fallen upon these people. Now this is Isaiah 10 and 12. Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord, Yahweh, Bashim Shai, hath performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart. You go into the word stout, means proud. Proud heart, a proud mind of the king of Assyria. The new king of Assyria, or the new Assyrians, are the Americans. The Edomites that rule in America, they have the same cruelty and war tactics as the ancient Assyrians that took down the northern kingdom. All right, they're going to come with that same veracity, but in a technological age, hence the time of Jacob's trouble. The Lord is going to use this man to punish our people, majority of them, but yet at the very same time will the Lord turn and destroy them. Just like in ancient Egypt, The Lord used the Egyptians. They came up. They were powerful. They enslaved our people. But then in the end, the Lord judged them as a people and as a nation of what they did unto our people, Israel. Okay? Now, this is Isaiah 10 and 12, reading on the last few lines. It says, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks. Why? Because this man came up. The Lord allowed him his small season to deceive the nations, to take over, to get the fatness of the earth by way of the sword, according to the blessing that Isaac gave to the blessing that Isaac gave to Esau. All right. Esau was given a great sword. All right. And this is Isaiah 10 and 13. For he said, this is Esau Edom speaking, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent. And I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures. And I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. That's exactly what he has done since he came up in the late 1300s until now. Has he not done that? But then he got more sophisticated with it as the years progressed, leading up into the world wars. He sent in economic hitman to knock them down. And if that didn't work, he'll send in a coup to knock out that ruling class, to assassinate the ruling leader and to put in a puppet. And if that didn't work, they'll send in the army. All right, under the guise of some type of weapons of mass destruction, or there's a terrorist group, or the leader's killing his own people, and we need to go in there in terms of liberty and justice for all and all that crap, just to get themselves in there. Right? So this is what this man Esau Edom is boasting about. But this is the beginning of this man coming in, taking down everybody like a valiant man by his wisdom, by his plans. Okay, but the end of this man is going to be that the so great riches that he stole shall come to naught. I'm going to get that in Revelation. This is the beginning, and Revelation is the end. This is Isaiah 10 and 13 NLT. He boasts, by my own powerful arm I have done this. With mine own shrewd wisdom I planned it. I have broken down the defenses of nations and carried off their treasures. I have knocked down their kings like a bull. You see that? That's what Esau Edom thinks in his mind. This is Isaiah 10 and 14 KJV. And my hand hath found as a nest the riches of the people, and as one gathereth eggs that are left. See, this is what Esau Edom has done. He has gathered the nations. He has gathered their lands, their resources, the peoples. He's even gathered the people of the Lord. And he believes that we are his possession, but we are not. Now this is Isaiah 10 and 14 from the top. And my hand hath found as a nest the riches of the people, and as one gathereth eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth, and there was none that moved the wing. Going into that, he's that eagle, or opened the mouth, or peeped. See that? Verse 14 NLT. I have robbed their nest of riches, and gathered up kingdoms as a farmer gathers eggs. No one can even flap a wing against me, or utter a peep of protest. You see that? Because this man has the power. All right? This is Isaiah 10 and 15. Shall the axe boast itself? This is the Heavenly Father speaking unto his instrument, which his sword is the wicked. All right. The Lord controls all. He ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he has set up over it the basis of men. All right. But the Lord is speaking unto Esau Edom like, hey, hold up, player. Slow your roll. Hey, you better know who controls you, who controls all this, who has set you up. All right. The Lord even mentioned in through Paul in the book of Romans that the Lord set up Pharaoh for the same purpose, so that his name may be exalted in the earth. He brought him up just to bring him down, brought his nation up just to bring it down, to give power unto Yahweh by Shemel Shai. This is Isaiah 10 and 15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? As if the rod should shake itself against them that lift it up? Or as if the staff should lift up itself as if it were no wood? That's it. So, hey, the Lord is speaking against Esau Edom, cursing his ass out like, hold up. How are you going to do anything without the Lord's okay, without his power, okay, being behind you? Now, let's see how it ends for Esau Edom. That was his beginning, and this shall be his end. Okay. He gathered up all the riches of the people and the lands. Okay. But we're going to get it, man. Where we at with it, though? I'll start right here in verse 12, Revelation 18 and 12. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble. Okay, let's read in the NLT. She brought great quantities of gold, silver, jewels, and pearls, fine linen, purple silk, and scarlet cloth, things made of fragrant fine wood, ivory goods, and objects made of expensive wood, and bronze, iron, and marble. Okay, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and the horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. That's how you know it's America, man. Look at the ports over there and in the Gulf, on the East Coast, New York, Long Beach, all right, in the West Coast, okay? These different ports and docking areas for the goods coming from these other lands. Only after this man, in his nativity, when he first came up, he seized these lands, took them by warfare, all right, economic prowess, all right, moving things into a central bank, paperwork, conquest, migration, war, okay, skirmishes, border disputes, land disputes, and all of it led to him having all these places under his foot. But that is what the Lord wanted. I've seen the wicked spreading himself as a green bay tree, and we're going to get that. But let's read it in the NLT. She also bought cinnamon, spice, incense, myrrh, frankincense, wine, olive oil, fine flour, wheat, cattle, sheep, horses, chariots, and bodies, that is, human slaves. That's us. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. He bought us as property. That's why you have a Social Security card for all you citizens, but once upon a time was only really upon Jake. And Jake, also, you so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, the ones that actually made it to the States, you were the first commodity on Wall Street. And don't they sell things on Wall Street? Yes, they do. So it goes to show you that this is indeed America, Babylon, the whore that sitteth upon many waters. That is Revelation 18 and 14. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee. This is a Babylon the Great being stripped, made naked. All right, even by its allies, it said that they're going to strip her. The dragon's going to strip the whore, make her naked, and burn her with fire. That fire is going to be nuclear fire in the end. Okay? It says, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee. And all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee. And thou shalt find them no more at all. And if you do have them still in the land, those missiles, which is considered an army, is going to spoil the land and take everything from you. Okay? It's Revelation 18 and 14 NLT. The fancy things you love so much are gone. They cry, all your luxuries and splendor are gone forever, never to be yours again. Revelation 18:15. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. The merchants, is NLT, the merchants who became wealthy by selling her these things will stand at a distance, terrified by her great torment. They will weep and cry out. So as we read in Isaiah 10, they got the treasures of the people, gathered up all the treasures as a farmer gathers eggs, having all those resources, selling them back to these nations because they were in a drunken state, okay, and in a lustful state. America being a whore, them being lustful and seeking after her beauty, and then them being drunk, not knowing that the same thing that she's selling back to them is really theirs any goddamn way. They, unbeknownst to them, is revealing a sudden fear. America is going to be in sudden fear. The inhabitants of the land will be in sudden fear. The inhabitants of the earth will be in sudden fear of the things that are about to come upon the earth, the things that are already here. This is Revelation 18 and 16. And saying, alas, alas, which means unfortunate, that great city, America, that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Verse 16, NLT. How terrible for that great city. She was clothed in finest purple and scarlet linens, decked out with gold and precious stones and pearls. Verse 17. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. What does that hour represent? Nuclear holocaust, that fire. Okay? Those missiles coming over, spoiling everything. Leaping over the walls in Joel too. Okay? This is Revelation 18 and 17. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. NLT. In a single moment, all the wealth of the city is gone, and all the captains of the merchant ships and their passengers and sailors and crews will stand at a distance. Revelation 18 and 18. And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, not because they were sad and sorrowful for the people that lost their lives. They were only sad because they could not buy and sell anymore from this place, America. And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? NLT. They will cry out as they watch the smoke ascend, and they will say, where is there another city as great as this? That's it. There you go. It says, and they cast dust on their heads, which is an ancient world custom of being in mourning and just being being at a loss with oneself. I'll say it like that. Revelation 18 and 19. And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate by the missiles. Verse 19, NLT. And they will weep and throw dust on their heads. They're going to be in confusion to show their grief. And they will cry out, how terrible for that great city. The ship owners became wealthy by transporting her great wealth on the seas. In a single moment, it is all gone. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to play this clip. Okay, but let me read this here. Revelation 18 and 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai have avenged you on her. NLT. Rejoice over her fate, Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, O heaven, and people of Yahweh, and apostles, and prophets, for at last Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai has judged her for your sakes. So it's how it begins and how it ends for Babylon. They began with rape, robbing, and murdering, and it's going to end the same way for this place, through rape, robbery, and murder. Okay, this place is not going to ride off into the sunset. Now this is Revelation 13 and 2. And the beast which I saw, which is a power structure, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. The beginning of this power structure began with the Greeks, the Greek Empire under Alexander. And the reason it is compared to as a leopard is because the way Alexander gained the known world, he moved swiftly as a leopard. Okay? And he blended in undetected. All right, these bankers, they blend into these different nations. They'll set up puppets that look like them, but really in the midst of it is the Edomite. Okay? Controlling it all under a puppet that's truly loyal unto the power structure of Esau, Edom, the beast. The beginning of the power structure began with the Greek Empire under Alexander, then moving swiftly and unexpectedly, the characteristic of the beast system. All right, they move swiftly and undetected, right? Is Revelation 13 and 2, reading on, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. So the end of an animal is its feet. So the end of this power structure of Esau Edom is of the bear, and the bear is who? The Russians. The Russians is going to be a pivotal part of this place going down. Its power structure being thrown down, put down, kept down. Okay? It says, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, that going into Great Britain, controls Washington, all right, which is the military hub, and they run the economic arm of the beast system. Okay, that's the mouth. You know how they have the saying, put your money where your mouth is? Well, the money is coming from the Bank of London, all right, and then it's being funneled through Washington, okay, and then that is the they call the president the what is it, commander in chief, but they call him the leader of the free world. You see that? All right, so everybody turns to Babylon for anything they want to hear, or so let's see what he's saying. But then we know that Esau's mouth is smoother, his tongue is smoother than butter, but yet were they drawn swords, yet was there war in their heart. And that's exactly what it's going to lead down to, war. Revelation 13:2, reading on. It says, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, Great Britain, and the dragon, going into the ancient Roman Empire, the military might of the beast, the same nations that were joined together as vassal states unto the Roman rule, the Roman Senate, under the Roman guise and under Roman sovereignty. Okay, these same nations is the EU, NATO. Okay, came together to combat the increasing movements of Russia. Okay, that's the great authority that was given unto them as a unit. They're just as deadly as the ancient Roman armies, being militarily advanced, and their weaponry was superior to every other nation. All right, and the main where you can actually see that in action is when they invaded Yugoslavia and Kosovo. All right. But this treaty that made them come together as that dragon that gave them great authority was the Treaty of Rome, signed in 1957. Okay? And this is Revelation 13:2. Continuing on. And the dragon, ancient Roman Empire, gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So with that, hey, call all you mla, Yahweh Shemashai. I'm going to play this clip, and we're going to jump right into it. But before I do, let me set everything up. We're going to go to, not bad on time. We're going to go to, where do I want to go? Oh, Wisdom of Solomon, going into the Lord is of a full power. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. Start right here, verse 10. Okay. So, hey, it's how Esau began and how he ends. And in the midst of it, hey, this man is about to destabilize nations and things of that nature, man. All right, I'm gonna get that word distable. I'm gonna play this gonna play this clip. All right. Bear with me, brothers. Should be the way you spell it, but it's all good. Destable. Yep. Stabilize. Yep. Now the word destabilize, the verb, is an action that's going to be taken. This man is destabilizing these nations to bring forth an NWO, but yet sudden fear is going to fall upon him, the elites, these people, everybody. It says deprive of stability. That's going to lead, or the commercial markets is going to lead to political systems falling, people taken to the streets. The course of their actions shall stand in their power. So I'm going to play this clip.
But for the story Lucas was telling, the only things that really matter about the Clone Wars are how they begin and how they end. That's certainly all that matters to Palpatine. You know the funny thing about this promise?
I will not let this republic be split in two.
He kept it.
Ironic.
There were never two sides to the war. Of course, it looks like you have Dooku and the Separatists and Grievous versus the Jedi and the clones and the Republic. But the reality is, all of these people are fighting for the same guy. This guy. This one right here. It was a proxy war. It was a sham. A manufactured crisis that made hypocrites out of the Jedi.
We're keepers of the peace, not soldiers.
Destabilized planets across the galaxy.
It's here. We are being held hostage.
And extended the range of Palpatine's control. Listen to the music here.
Woo, and that's it. It was a sham, a manufactured crisis to destabilize nations, right? And it said that there was never really two sides to the war. Hey, that's Yahweh Shema Shai. He controls both good and evil. Let me get that. Okay, let's go to Isaiah. You know, man, this is all of Yahweh Shema Shai. You got to understand Yahweh Shema Shai. That's why we're not moved. That's why it says he considereth the wise, consider the house of the wicked, but the Lord overthrow the wicked for their wickedness. But yet he's using the wicked. Okay? Call all Yahweh Yahweh Shema Shai. Sudden fear. Who you going to fear? We fear Yahweh Shema Shai, and ultimately everyone is going to fear Yahweh Shema Shai because they're going to know it was his plan the whole time. Man. Let me read it right here, Isaiah 45:5. I am the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. And this is the Lord going into him choosing Cyrus and also choosing Israel. But this is how you know the Lord controls all, man. Now this is Isaiah 45:5 NLT. I am the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Shai. There is no other power. I have equipped you for battle, though you don't even know me. That's right. Verse 6. That they may know from the rising of the sun, that's in the east, and from the west, that's where we are now, that there is none beside me. I am the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, and there is none else. Verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, do all these things. The Lord does it all. The Lord does it all, man. Let's get this word destabilized. It says to become unstable. This world is becoming unstable. These political systems are becoming unstable. The people are becoming unstable. The world is becoming unstable, but is all kept intact by Yahweh Shema Shai to make unstable. These elites believe that they're the reason for this falling apart, and they're going to bring it back together. Rise as the phoenix. But no, the Lord is tearing it apart. And only one that is profitable. His son, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, will bring it all back to order after the wicked is destroyed. How about that? Okay, let's go here. Wisdom of Solomon 12:10. But executing thy judgments upon them by little and little, thou gavest them place of repentance, not being ignorant that they were a naughty generation, and that their malice was bred in them, and that their cogitation would never be changed. That's right. For it was a cursed seed from the beginning. Neither didst thou for fear of any man give them pardon for those things wherein they sinned. For who shall say, what hast thou done? Question. Or who shall withstand thy judgment? Or who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish, whom thou made? Or who shall come to stand against thee to be revenged for the unrighteous men? For neither is there any power but thou that care for all, to whom thou mightest show that thy judgment is not unright. Neither shall king or tyrant be able to set his face against thee, for any whom thou hast punished. For so much then as thou art righteous thyself, thou orderest all things righteously, thinking it not agreeable with thy power to condemn him that have not deserved to be punished. That's it, man. It says, for thy power is the beginning of righteousness. And because thou art the Lord of all, it maketh thee to be gracious unto all. The Lord has given everyone their time, even the wicked, his time. But even in his time will he be revealed. Okay? All right? And I like how it's showing, you think there's two sides, but there's never two sides to the war. And if Satan be divided against Satan, how can his kingdom stand? The Lord has it intact, but yet broken. Call all yum la Yahweh. Sudden fear is going to fall upon the people soon. Is falling upon them even now, but there is no escape. It says, neither shall king or tyrant be able to set his face against thee for any whom thou hast punished. For so much then as thou art righteous thyself, thou orderest all things righteously, thinking it not agreeable with thy power to condemn him that have not deserved to be punished. For thy power is the beginning of righteousness, and because thou art Lord of all, it maketh thee to be gracious unto all. For when men will not believe that thou art of a full power, thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest. But thou, mastering thy power, judgest with equity, fairness, and orders us with great favor, his people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites. For thou mayest use power when thou wilt. But by such works hast thou taught thy people, that the just man should be merciful, and hast made thy children to be of a good hope, that thou givest repentance for sins. That's it. For if thou didst punish the enemies of thy children, and the condemned to death, with such deliberation, giving them time and place, whereby they might be delivered from their malice. But there's no escape for the wicked. They cannot escape. They're set in slippery places. The Lord has already, he's already set them up. The beginning, Esau, Edom, I took down the nations as a valiant man. I took the treasures of the people. But yet, the same place and wherein there is great treasures shall come to naught. In 1 hour, so great riches are brought to naught. How about that? Call all yum la Yahweh Shema Shai, man. What else I want to get? I want to get something else. Such deliberation. Okay, go to Sirach 33. Okay. Where we at? Here we go. That's what I want to get. All right, this is Ecclesiasticus 33:10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, have divided them and made their ways diverse. Some of them have he blessed, going into his people, Israel, us, and exalted. And some of them he sanctified, going into the elect of that blessed nation, and set near himself. But some of them have he cursed, Esau, Edom, even the heathen. Even though they're blessed for a time, they're still cursed. But the people of the Lord's curse is Esau, Edom, and brought low and turned out of their places. That's right. And that's what the Lord is ultimately going to do. He's going to turn the wicked out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as liketh him best. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. There you go. 2 and 2. So, I'm going to play this back. He is here. We're being held hostage. They are watching us. All right. Right there. Now, let's get up out of there. And we're going to go to Psalm 37. Spreading itself as a green bay tree. But he's not going to be found. Sudden fear. This is Psalm 37, and I'll start at 33. The Lord Yahweh Shemashah will not leave him, the righteous, in his hand, the wicked, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord Yahweh Shemashah and keep his ways, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. How shall the wicked be cut off? Nuclear fire, Holocaust, even cut off in famine and death and destruction and the sword. But we gonna see it. I've seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yeah, I sought him, but he could not be found. Let's get that in Job. Salakia. Let's get that in Job. You know what's going on up top? Okay. We're going to get that in Job. Just went back. Hey, just like that. Esau going to just fade out. It fade to black as a spirit. 34 and 20. And it reads, in a moment shall they die, and the people shall be troubled at midnight. Now, going into our time that we're living in, you have the doomsday clock, right? Doomsday, judgment day. All right. The nuclear holocaust, really, when it hits midnight, that's when all the nations are going to know, okay, nuclear war has been declared and is only going to end nuclear. That's midnight. In a moment shall they die, and the people shall be troubled at midnight and pass away, and the mighty shall be taken away without hand. The same day that the missiles fly will be the same day that Yahushua destroys the armies of the world without hand. And that's it. All right. Melt. Let me get that. We're going to melt, man. I'm going to get Bessemer destruction. Okay. Then we're going to get what's going to ensue before the missiles fly. And then I'm going to close this lesson on out. Sudden fear. The men of the Lord and their families and those that believe are going to fear Yahweh B'Shem Shai, the one bringing the torment and the terror and the horror. But yet everybody else is going to be trapped within their own, terror, horror, whatever is gripping them, the fear, right? Man, Psalm 147 and 18, he sendeth out his word and melted them. He causeth his wind to blow and the waters flow. Man, that's it. Isaiah 13 and 7, therefore shall all hands be faint and every man's heart shall melt. Why? Because Babylon is about to be destroyed by nuclear fire. In that day, at that moment, at that time, there's not going to be any escape. This is going to be, hey, that's what it's going to be. Man, this is Psalm 112 and 10. The wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. The desire of the wicked shall perish. Let's get a little more in that. Let's see where we at with it, though. Here we go. Psalm 112 and 6. Surely he shall not be moved forever. The righteous shall be in everlasting remembrance. The Lord is going to remember us in that day, in that time, in that hour, that so great riches are brought to naught. The Lord is going to take up his elect out of the danger, deliver them, save them, rescue them. He shall not be afraid of evil tidings, the men of the Lord. His heart, his mind is fixed, trusting in the Lord. Yahweh B'Shem Shai, his heart is established. He shall not be afraid until he see his desire upon his enemies. We're going to see our enemies fall, be destroyed, be put down, be overcome, and ultimately melted, burned, destroyed for their insolence. He have dispersed, he have given to the poor. His righteousness endureth forever. Yahweh B'Shem Shai, his horn, his power, shall be exalted with honor. The wicked shall see it. They're going to see the righteous exalted. The power of the earth given into the hands of one that is profitable. Yahweh Shai, the wicked is going to see it. The wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. The desire of the wicked shall perish. That's it. Okay. Before we get up out of there, let's go to Sakor. Because everyone's reason is going to leave them. They ain't going to know what to do. They ain't going to know where to turn. See here. Psalm 97 and 5. The hills melted like wax going into the governments at the presence of Yahweh Bashim Shai, at the presence of the Lord Yahweh Shai of the presence of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai of the whole earth, the presence of the Lord of the whole earth. The hills melted. These governments are going to melt on the day that Yahweh Shai reveals themselves. In Psalm 68:2, as smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melted before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of power of Yahweh Bashim Shai, man. Psalm 58:8, as a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Pretty much they're going to be taken out of the earth, because the place under the sun is the earth, that they shall not see the brightness of another day. This is Psalm 58:7. Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow, going into the nuclear weapons, to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces, sudden fear. Okay, call all Yimla, Yahweh Shemel Shai. Let me get, the city shall be troubled. Okay. Second Ezra 8:50. It reads, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee, the elect, the righteous. For unto you is paradise open, kingdom of heaven. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. A city is builded, the kingdom of heaven. And rest is allowed. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. The root of evil is sealed up from you. Weakness and the moth is hid from you. So no death. Death shall not have power over you. O grave, where's thy victory? O death, where's thy sting? And corruption, are these corrupt bodies, is fled into hell to be forgotten. We're going to be changed. Stars are passed away, and in the end is showed the treasure of immortality for the elect. Sudden fear. Give power to that which you fear, and it shall reveal itself unto you. We give power unto Yahweh Shemel Shai. We fear Yahweh Shemel Shai. He is our fear. He is our dread. Let me get that. Dread. Now we see that the Lord is going to bring these things on the earth. Who should you fear? Yahweh Shemel Shai. Because he's the one that's bringing all these things. But I'd rather be in his favor than in his wrath. Okay? This Job 15:21. A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him. Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to meet Esau Edom when he thinks that he has everything going in his favor. When he's at his height. When his NWO is about to be passed, when he's about to fill his belly, then the Lord is going to cast destruction upon his ass. Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, and his people. And all those that forget Yahweh shall be turned into hell, the grave. This is Isaiah 8:13. Sanctify the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai of hosts, himself. And let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. That's it. So, that's pretty much it, man. Call all Yimla, Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, here we go. 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. When thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, we're seeing signs all over the planet, all over the earth. The signs that Yahweh Bashim Shai said would come before his coming. Wars, rumors of wars, pestilences, famines, earthquakes in diverse places. The love of many waxing cold. All right, being delivered to the judgment seats and councils and kings. All right, these things are happening, will happen, must happen. 2 Ezra 9:2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, we see that now, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High, Yahweh Shemel Shai, spake of those things from the days that were before you through the prophets, even from the beginning. For like all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. The only thing that the Lord is concerned with is how things begin and how they end. The Lord has abridged everything in these scriptures to let us know, all right, these are the main points. This is what you look for. Everything else, it will happen in his own time. Okay, going into the elect once again to survive these deadly perils. 2 Esdras 9-7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I sanctified them for me from the beginning. Where we at? Not bad. Let's play.
Matter about the Clone Wars are how they begin and how they end.
I don't know why I went black. Let's see. But bear with me, brothers. I'm going to play this back. All right, I'm back, Hakim. Let's play this. Let's get it.
What we get to see of the Clone Wars is pretty sick. There's a reason people wanted more of it. Like, a lot more of it. This is a really good show, by the way. I wonder why it's so... Oh, that's right. But for the story Lucas was telling, the only things that really matter about the Clone Wars are how they begin and how they end. That's certainly all that matters to Palpatine. You know the funny thing about this promise?
I will not let this republic be split in two.
He kept it. Ironic. There were never two sides to the war. Of course, it looks like you have Dooku and the Separatists and Grievous versus the Jedi and the clones and the Republic. But the reality is, all of these people are fighting for the same guy. This guy.
Yeah, and that's the spirit. Everyone is fighting for the same person. Yahweh Shemashai. It's his movie. You have to have the villain, you have to have the good guys. You got Jacob, you got Esau. There it is, the two main characters. You got to have the 2/3 and 1/3. Okay? This place is about to crumble and fall down like we'd never seen before. Okay? So, man. How you want to go? What the hell is going on? Let's see here. No, not there. I want to go there. Let's go here. Okay. All right. Let's go to 2 Esdras 15. Second Esdras 15. All right, this is what the Lord is doing to the land of America. Just like how he plagued Egypt. The Lord is going to do the same here. Okay. This is 2 Esdras 15:12. Modern translation. The whole land will be in mourning. It will be shaken to its foundation when I, the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, strike it and pound on it. The farmers will mourn because their seed will fail to sprout, and their trees will be destroyed by blight, hail, and terrible storm. Is that not what's happening? The world and the people in it are doomed, judged. The war that will bring their destruction, World War III, is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations, going into race wars, class wars, wars for food, war of the sexes, world war, and ultimately war of the worlds, war of different realms. It says, there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. There will no longer be free access to the cities, because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. Now let's go to 2 Esdras 16. We're going to jump down to the point. Okay, Salakia. Okay. This is what's going on in earth now. This is 2 Esdras 16:12. The foundations of the earth tremble. There is violent churning in the deepest parts of the sea. Even the creatures in the sea are in turmoil. Dead fish coming up, all types of things. Animals beaching themselves. You know, mass death, mass kill-offs. Because the Sodomitish sea, okay, shall cast out fish. All right, and untimely women shall bring forth babies, monsters. It says, even the creatures in the seas are in turmoil when the Lord makes his glorious power felt. He is like a mighty archer. This is going into those missiles in the end. The sudden fear. He is like a mighty archer whose strong right arm bends the bow, nuclear weaponry. His arrows are sharp and never miss their mark once they are shot out toward any part of the earth. He has already sent out his disasters toward earth. They will not miss their target. The fire has been lit, and it cannot be put out until it burns up the foundations of the earth. The disasters are on their way toward the earth like an arrow shot by a strong archer. They cannot be turned back. I'm doomed, woe is me, woe is me. Who will rescue me in those days? This is Ezra speaking. Troubles will come, and many people will groan. Famine will come, and many will die. Wars will come, and the world powers will tremble. Disasters will come, and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come? Famine, epidemic, troubles, and sufferings are sent to punish and correct people. But in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins. They soon forget their punishments. The time is coming when food will be so cheap that people will think a time of peace and plenty has arrived. But then disasters will spring up everywhere. Wars, famine, and great confusion. Many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war. Their corpses will be thrown out like garbage. There will be no one left to comfort the living because communications are going to be cut off. The earth will be deserted and its cities demolished. Mad Max, I Am Legend, Book of Eli type scenarios. Just quiet. People dead, gone, hearted off to concentration camps, tortured, killed, hiding, scared, afraid, tormented, terrified, petrified. There will be no one left to plow the land and plant it. And it's funny because the women is going they're gonna cry for the teats of the field, but it's really the men that go out there and pick these things and ship them into the cities by way of trucks. Even though you got the women as truck drivers and all that crap, that don't mean nothing. You women ain't gonna be able to do a goddamn thing when it gets down to the nitty gritty. Men are gonna go out there and get it, how they live, but you women are gonna be too afraid and scared. You're gonna be a woman again, because you yourself is gonna be something to eat or something to take or something to trade. It says trees will bear their fruit, but there will be no one left to pick it. Grapes will ripen, but there will be no one left to make wine because people are going to be dead, gone, captured, taken. There will be desolation everywhere, and a person will long to see the face of another human being or even to hear another person's voice because the communications will be cut off. Cities will be cut off by martial law. Okay? Only 10 will be left out of a whole city of thousands of people, millions. And in the countryside, only 2 who have hidden in the forests or in caves. When an olive grove is harvested, 3 or 4 olives may be left on each tree. When grapes in a vineyard are picked, a few bunches may be left even by those who look carefully. That is how it will be in those days. 3 or 4 will be missed by the soldiers who search through the houses to kill everyone.
This one right here. It was a proxy war. It was a sham, a manufactured crisis that made hypocrites out of the Jedi.
We're keepers of the peace.
Let me play this back. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right, I'm back, Akim. Let's get
Sham, a manufactured crisis that made hypocrites out of the Jedi.
We're keepers of the peace, not soldiers.
Destabilized planets across
the... It ain't playing. It's now Satan want to bug it out. But whatever, hell with that demon. I just want you to get what he's saying. Destabilized planets are destabilizing these nations. That's what this man Esau Edom is doing. Made hypocrites out of a lot of you people that's for God and the Lord. You're being made hypocrites because you came and explained to your congregations what the hell is going on. But we can, the men of the Lord, beginning with our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, we can explain to you why these things are going on. All right. So the land will be left empty and the fields will be overgrown with briars and the roads and paths will be covered with weeds and thorns because there will be no sheep to graze along them. Young men will be, young women will be in mourning because there is no one to marry them. Wives will be in mourning because they have lost their husbands. Daughters will be in mourning because there is no one to help them. Because men are a great help. But once society breaks down, you women will learn. Those of you that are not fit to be with the men of the Lord, you women are going to learn that you're just a woman. And you weak men, you're going to learn without your power, you're nothing. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to meet a horrible end. Horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. It says all the young men will be killed in the war, and all the married men will die in the famine. Now listen to my message, you people who serve the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai. It is the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai's message. So receive it and believe what he says. The disasters are approaching rapidly, and they will not be delayed. A woman in the 9th month of pregnancy may suffer labor pains for several hours, but when the time comes for the baby to be born, there is no longer any delay. In the same way, the disasters that are coming on the earth will not be delayed, and the world will groan when it is caught in its labor pains. This is the point. I'm going to end it here. Listen to my message, my people, and get ready for the battle. When the disasters come, you must live as people whose home is not in this world. So with that, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash, by whom we do function, double honors unto my apostles, my elders, and my teachers at Great Millstone that are ruling well and continue to do so. Salutations, peace, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, that house of David, to you brothers out there fighting this good fight of faith. Keep it up. To you sisters doing that which is becoming the women, shalom. And to those that are addicted unto this ministry, I say shalom. Lord's willing, you have been edified. On to the next one. Shalom.